to do a joint event inviting their parishioners to vote. It also might include multiple churches holding a joint event on the same Sunday, encouraging their members to go and vote. As you can see, Souls to the Polls can incorporate local celebrities, artists, and influencers in a respective community. Now that you've gone through this training, please take a moment to review the questions and test your learning. Thank you for watching the Black Church Action Fund's educational training on Souls to the Polls. We hope that you will incorporate some of the best practices in your faith community. As always, we wish you the best of luck during this political season.
Awesome. Zakia, we're in your hands.
All right. Thank you everyone again for watching. I thought there was one thing that was really important that was brought up in this video, Dr. Bryant, and that is that there is no one correct way to do this, that we have to figure out what works best for our context and get out there and do it. For some people, it might be the vans. For other people, because of COVID, there's some new complications, right? So we might have to do some other things. I wonder, Dr. Bryant, if I could ask you just one question. When you have seen people get discouraged by the work of organizing, because that's what mode we're in right now, right? We're organizing each other. We're helping each other take action, which is what we do in the Black church. We're not new to this, taking action. But how are you encouraging folks as they feel discouraged?
I am encouraging something that you don't hear often in church, and that is take a break. We keep going at warp speed, that while we're doing divine assignments, we're still in human capacity. And it's still, I don't care how prayed up, it still can get frustrating. We've never, Zakia, been at a place in Souls to the Polls where we're doing it and nobody's at church.
Yeah.
We're not leading people out and say, after the benediction, everybody meet us in the fellowship hall. I've been doing this work since I was 19, and I have never, embarrassingly, ashamedly, I've never mobilized around early voting. It was all about going that day or that Sunday. I've never been the advocate for mail-in voting. And so this is us having to do stuff in a different kind of space than we've never done before. Zakia, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, you and I were doing this forum, this platform. We looking for Rickey Smiley on the stage. Not on the screen.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, so if we were doing this physical program, then bruh, you got to be here by 6:30.
Yeah.
So dealing with the anxiety, the stress, the burnout is real. Mental health is so critical. I think all of America needed a nap after the debate.
Yes.
This is Marvin Gaye's remix. What's going on? And so having to interpret that and to discuss it. So to really get your mind in a place, and I hate saying it, but I posted the other day that World War III will be spiritual warfare. It won't be nukes and tanks, but what it is that we've got to deal with in our minds. So we got to get our head in the game. So those of you who are viewing, get your head in the game. November 3rd, the lines are going to be obscene. The wait is going to be crazy. Stuff that we're going to see, and to hear both presidential candidates say you won't know. And so we really have to take to heart the stuff we have quoted, we now live.
That's right.
Weary and well doing.
That's right.
And that's the space that we're having to occupy.
I hear too, just such rich things out of what you're saying. One is go ahead and take a nap if you need to take a nap, right? I took a nap today because I just had to do it. And,
Yes.
and the world did not end. I'm happy to say the world did not end. And then also, let's make the shift. Let's make the mental shifts we have to make. I'm one of those people, to your point, Dr. Brian, who always votes on the day. Because I'm proud to vote on that day. I put my sticker on that day.
Got to
wave at all the other Black people proud to be out on that
I'm
day.
there by 7 o'clock. I'm there.
But this time I'm going to do it early because
As am I.
I know that they are fighting to block our votes.
I would add
So
to
I
it.
want them to have to fight extra hard to block my vote because I'm going to be here early and repeatedly if needed.
Yeah, I would dare say, and let me say as a disclaimer, I am not a therapist. I took one psychology 101 class in undergrad. So what I am saying to you is not registered. I would say to you that look at voting as a cathartic exercise, that I am participating in my own healing process, that I am throwing myself in that booth, in the closed space, that here is the very first time as an adult, I have to face my decision. A lot of the choices that we've made in our early youthful indiscretions, we did it and we didn't have to face it until we had to face the consequence. When you go in that voting booth, you are facing your decision. And so I would ask in no uncertain terms that you do that, as well as there's power in numbers. Those of you who are watching us, Zakia, who is really my unofficial co-host, was not here on last week, and she and I were reading from the book of Lamentations about the weight of moving and what that represents, and really having to face our own dysfunction, that we agreed to do this while in the middle of a move. She was smart enough to take a week off. I did not follow her wisdom. Zakia, you are an awful mentor and teacher. You got it. I'm in remedial class. You have to, my sister, who happens to be a therapist, is equips her clients by saying, never apologize for self-care. And so when you have to take that moment, when you've got to unplug, you got to decompress, no apology is necessary. That you owe it to yourself to treat yourself. And so can you imagine reprogramming your thinking that I am treating myself because I don't have the makeup to loot and the riot. So I'm going to use my rage to get him out of office. I don't break glass. I don't have a multi cocktail. But this is, if I said to some young people earlier today, look at voting as an act of defiance. Look at it as a revolutionary gesture. Look at it, what it is that you're doing is to obstruct the system, the paradigm, and that which society thinks is acceptable. And I think we do that rather than the age-old mantra, Black people died so you can vote. Black people also died so that we could be revolutionary. So you got to take all of that in and take your children with you, and have the generation before us used to have kitchen table conversations.
I was going to say, it's part of a larger arc, isn't it, Dr. Brian? Voting matters so much, but it's not the only part of the revolution. There's a lot involved in us holding our government accountable, and voting is one small piece. It's got to be attached to larger strategy around how we become liberated as a people.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Go unpack. I'm getting ready to send you something on Uber Eats. Enjoy your night.
Thank you, Dr. Brian. And to everyone else, I just want to say as we log off, we have text-a-thon trainings. If you want to text people, we have other things happening almost every day of the week. And so check us out at blackchurchpack.org. and we'll send you to the right place. Thank you so much for being with us again, Dr. Bryant.
Thank you.